The Dolphins with Adam.
Right. I actually think I could probably go anywhere, given how bad they are. Who's the biggest player around? Because it's a Green Bay Packers mini revival, isn't it, with the Dolphins?
Do you think there's any possibility that they might do something different to what the Packers have been doing in the past, or do you think they copy and paste?
Absolutely the same. Giants all the way.
So
it's going to be O-line, D-line.
So we haven't had a single O-line player go yet. Do you think they try and actually help Malik Willis at all?
I think they do. And best one on the board, Francis Marineau. He's even from Miami. What more can they want?
I'm just checking out their depth chart.
They ain't got a lot.
Is Malachi Lemon, not Makai Lemon, sorry, not out the question?
I think that
they've got no one at wide receiver, man. They've got
they haven't got anyone at wide receiver.
Jalen Tolbert, Malik Washington.
I'm very wary given the fact of where the GM and the head coach has come from.
Yeah, but this is what I was saying. He's lived in the light of watching them never take a star wide receiver in the draft. Do you think he wants to cement his own mantra and be like, I'm not part of that anymore, I now make splashy plays? Or
well, I mean, he can, but historically we know it doesn't work. So, you know, it's not, I suppose it's not a bad organization to carry on the mantra with. So it's like in that respect. So that's why I feel like it's O-line, D-line. There's no real sort of inside D-line guys.
They don't overly need, I mean, they took Kenneth Grant. Well, they need everything, but they've got like some younger talent.
Yeah, they're not awful on the D-line. It's not dreadful, I suppose. I mean, corner is another one that I think would be definitely worth looking at. But I feel the fact that with Delane gone, do they really want to go for McCoy? I don't know. I think Malinois.
It's again one of Malinois a left tackle, right?
Yeah.
Again,
I think he gets a shot at left tackle, but he'll probably end up going into guard, I would have thought.
I'm happy to go for this.
I think Malinois is a right tackle.
Is he? God, I can't remember that.
I think the only true left tackle is Spencer Farno and Munro Freeling.
Oh, okay.
Should we try and confirm that?
Because it would fit into my theory of get your tackle, get your quarterback next year. Because I don't think Malik Willis is a guarantee to be there next year.
Malinois offers years of experience at right tackle.
Right tackle. Fair enough.
Still get your protection. They took Lions took Penei Sewell all that time ago, I suppose, and figured it all out.
Yeah, I'm sticking.
I'm happy to stick with this. Yeah, cool.
He's on the board, isn't he? I personally think they'll go defense, but they might reach on. I think that McCoy or Thieneman or something like that might be in play for them, possibly. But
okay, it's on to the Dallas Cowboys with Andrew.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Dylan Thieneman mocked in at 12. I've also heard that there's lots of execs saying that that's way too high for Thieneman to be going. No, they're saying that's a reach. So I'm going to steer away from that because we've had conversations saying that the safeties outside of Caleb Downs are maybe a little bit closer than what you think. So with that being said, I think they need help in the secondary. And I think they take Jerome McCoy, had his 2024 tape is obviously off the charts better than Mansour Delane's 2025 tape. Ran at his pro day. His pro day his 40 was really, really quick. There was lots of reports from execs saying that the other field drills, he looked at 80%. But I feel like that's enough to say he's sprinting, he's at 80%, he's 2024 tape, he's a big guy, he's a flashy player. I think they go corner here and they take Jermaine McCoy.
Yeah, I think it's a good pick. Makes sense. It's where they need to go. He's the best corner that's left. So, yeah.
Completely agree. On to me with the Rams. I'm going to sort of stick quite consistent mock heavy. I think Mekhi Lemon. He has been mocked literally everywhere there, but I think it makes sense. Devontae Adams, he ain't going to run forever. There's problems with Puka Nacua. We'll see what happens with that. But a lot has been in the media about that. He's a guy that they're going to use really well. He's going to fit into this offense like a glove, and he's going to be pretty productive from day one. And yeah, the Rams have a bit of an eye for getting offensive talent, don't they? So,
they're clearly all in as well for 2026, aren't they?
Yeah.
So their luxury is taking a weapon for that. So
okay, Ravens with Adam. Sorry.
I think you can go one of two ways. I know it says so. One of them that a lot of people are mocking for them is tight end, because they do just have Mark Andrews there at the moment, and Kenyon Sadiq is sitting there. However, I don't think that's where they go. I think that you've got a brand new head coach who comes from the whole sort of Harbaugh, Ravens, Chargers tree. They need help on the O-line. I think center and guard rather than tackle is probably what they do actually need help with. And the best guard is still on the board, and it might feel high for a guard, but Vega Awane, I think, is definitely worth going at pick 14 here.
I agree. I think that's the pick. I think if he's available there, that's where he goes straight away. They know that other teams are going to be after him below him, so I think that this is right.
I completely agree. Apologies, I didn't press the button properly for Cowboys taking McCoy. Instead, did it on Lemon, so I took McCoy with the Rams to just even it out, even though it's meant to be the other way around. But it's okay. We know. Don't worry about it. Pick 15, Andrew.
I think that it has to be defense. I think their offense is still really, really strong. I think they've addressed the secondary quite well. They brought in Benjamin Morrison last year, didn't they? So I think that's okay. I think the help needs to be up front. It needs to be a edge rusher for me at this point. Who have we had go off the board so far?
I will get the edge rushers.
You've had Bailey go.
So I think that it's got to be Keldrick Folk here at this pick. I think that sounds about right. What Adam? Just pulling faces.
Messador.
No, Adam.
No,
got a new stat for you, Adam.
I don't care. I don't care about your stat. Messador.
In the last 10 years, there's only been one player over the age of 25 taken in the first round, and that was Tyler Shook. Messador is already
a fascinating stat, which only makes sense because they can play longer in college now than what they used to.
But I'm just saying, their teams tend to move away from that. I do think he might move into the inside. I think they need edge rusher help, and I think Keldrick Folk is probably more appealing at this pick to me than Messador. I think Messador drops slightly because of the age.
Okay.
To you or to the Bucks? Because remember, it's the Bucks picking, as in.
Yeah. No, he thinks the Bucks are going to pick Folk.
I just said no. The NFL have in the last 10 years, only one player over the age of 25 has been drafted. The NFL, that's not me.
Okay.
Right, it's me with the Jets. I mean, take Arvel Reese at 2 linebacker. Seen so many different people mock to them here. I'm not going O-line. There's no wide receiver. Is there? At 16. I'm not going O-line. I'm not going Kenyon Sadiq. I would think about wide receiver. They've just put so much money into their defense is the thing though. But it is all a lot older.
I mean, they definitely need help at wide receiver.
Yeah, I know. Omar Cooper sticks out then for me, maybe. They got a safety. Yeah, they've put money into that. I mean, Avion Terrell's been creeping up a lot of boards.
Avion Terrell is probably going to move, isn't he, to safety, isn't he? They're thinking he's probably going to play more safety than pure cornerback.
I don't think they dislike that though. You know, I mean, Aaron Glenn had Brian Branch at the Lions. You can see what someone like that can do.
Well, they've just brought in Minkah Fitzpatrick, haven't they? And he's not a Brian Branch style player. I'm really high on Avion Terrell. Don't get me wrong. I really like him. I think he's a great player. Do you think this is maybe a bit too high for him at this point in terms of NFL stock? Adam, do you agree with that?
I'm looking for my next pick, mate. I've not really listened to much, but sorry, do I agree? I think it's a bit high for him. I've seen him mocked. Actually, I've seen him mocked to the Packers quite a lot in the second round. It feels like, which to me feels a little bit late for him myself. But yeah, I mean, he's had the injury concerns as well, hasn't he? Which is a bit of a worry, but. I don't know. I mean, the Jets. I think the thing that you got to remember with the Jets is that they've clearly
an organization.
they're not a very well run organization. But it does kind of also clearly feel like they've made a decision to not worry about the quarterback position this year, and so I think it's about filling out everywhere else. So. I mean, it's really about where you feel the biggest need is. So maybe corner isn't the worst idea.
I mean, you could. Dylan Finneman is sticking out as well, but I know they've just put so much money in their defense, but it is all older guys. So I'm just like,
they're the ones who brought in Demario Douglas, aren't they? Demario Davis.
Davis.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, he's what, 37, something like that.
They're top of the. Are they top of the second round?
I can't see them taking a linebacker.
So if them being top of the second round, I think there's going to be loads of cornerbacks there. You know, we're talking about Hood and Cisse and people like that are all going to be available. I heard the other day that the player comp for D'Angelo Pons, I think, was Aaron Glenn as well. So that could be interesting. So I don't think they go corner here when they can get really good value at corner at 33. I think wide receiver is the call here. They like a flashy piece, and they're going to need something because Garrett Wilson will end up requesting a trade, won't he?
Well,
I just don't think Omar Cooper's the right wide receiver, and I think he's the only one.
Well, I personally think that Casey Conception as well is a.
I think it's too high.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think; it's what they think.
I think he's 10 times better than Omar Cooper Jr. I think he's a.
For that reason, we're going Omar Cooper Jr. because you're more logical and they've picked better probably in the history of drafting in the last few years than the Jets.
Permission to throw a slight curveball in here. What about Kenyon Sadiq?
Well,
I think they like Mason Taylor personally.
Not to replace Mason Taylor. Play
alongside two tight ends.
Yeah. I mean, he's not really a tight end, is he? Really?
Yeah. You know what? I could buy into that. What about you, Andrew?
But whether you feel like they would do it,
Whether they would do it. It feels too sensible for me. But then
I
they
haven't
don't
seen
draft
I haven't
typically.
seen Kenyon Sadiq put in there once.
No,
and
no,
we're
I've just
talking
literally
we're
come
talking
up
about
with
what we
it.
think's gonna happen on the night.
Yeah.
and we've seen wide receiver put in there.
I think that makes more
lot.
sense, the wide receiver, as to what would happen. I just think it would be an interesting choice.
I think because Adonai Mitchell
He was
can
good at
Mitchell
the back
play in
end
the
of the year. He
slot?
wasn't too bad.
But can
Adonai
Mitchell play in
Mitchell
the
is-
slot?
No, the slot player
Really?
would be. I don't know.
Well,
They haven't got a slot
it's
player.
Isaiah Williams at the minute. Let's go
Yeah, well, there
Casey
you go.
Concepcion and think that they're going to do the right thing.
Omar Cooper Jr. is a slot as well.
I've gone Casey. Well, I've gone
No
Casey
issue with that.
Concepcion now.
No issue with that.
I should have gone Omar Cooper really because I think they won't take. I think they'll take Omar Cooper, but it's fine. That's fine. I'm happy to mix it up a little bit. I haven't seen Concepcion in this pick very often, and it's something a little bit different, I suppose. And they could do the right thing, and I think teams still like him. You know, it's not to say that we're not in the Jets war room. They could still like him. 17, the Lions. Is back to Adam.
I think that if this happens, the Lions will be very, very happy, and they will go for, because they need a tackle, and they've got arguably a lot of people think the best tackle still on the board in Spencer Fano, and I think that kind of makes a lot of sense for them. A lot of the time Monroe Freeling has been mocked here, but the fact that Fano is still there, I think, is an absolute plus for them, and that they would love that one. So yeah,
he's a left tackle as well, which means I think they can leave Penei Sewell at right tackle and develop. I think they're a team that can develop offensive linemen very well. So Fano will be perfect for them, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. I think I don't think they're like against moving Sewell to left tackle. I just think they're like,
why? He's probably the best right tackle in the NFL. So leave him where he's good.
Exactly. I think they're just like, well, he's good there, so let's just keep him there and let's just get our guy for the future, I suppose. Minnesota Vikings, Andrew.
Dylan Thieneman.
Yeah, pretty much.
It is as simple as that, isn't it? Really.
It's good value for that pick. They need that pick. I've seen it mocked a lot. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, I agree. Panthers. This is a bit of a BPA situation for me, but they brought in Rashid Walker. I think that Taylor Moton's good.
Rashid Walker.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? I think I know where I'm going with this. And I think they would do this again because I think it's a splashy, again, it's an owner who's a bit bloody out there. Kenyon Sadiq.
I might I've seen it mocked, but I don't know whether I should overrule this one.
Oh, you're boring. You
can do.
I just in where they were last year, they're going to be. The expectation is now to move forward, isn't it, from where you were last year, not backwards. Ike Ekwonu is going to be out for the whole year. Rashid Walker is a 1-year deal, so I think that leaves you with a massive hole at tackle. So I think that they might go tackle at this pick, and I think they might go. I mean, you can put whichever tackle you wanted because I'll get overruled with the tackle, but I think they could go Caden Proctor at this pick potentially, but he might be way too big to be playing at tackle with
Bryce Young. How's that going to work?
You need to protect Bryce Young. Bryce Young needs to play well this season, so
but he needs to be able to see over the O-line.
Maybe this is where
he's never going to be able to see that though.
Maybe this is where Monroe Freeling goes. I don't know.
You could convince me of that. I just think they are again a bit of a not great run organization, and they did splashy last year. It worked. They might want to go back to the well for it.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like the Sadiq pick here, but I think the logical thing to do is go for tackle. I can understand why Andrew's saying what he's saying. So yeah, but I feel like Monroe Freeling's probably more the one that they would go for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll never see over Proctor.
So if I say Kenyon Sadiq, you're going to use your overall and go Monroe Freeling.
I am, yes. Yeah, I'm going to overrule you, Fred.
Okay, we'll go. You are overruling me. I would have gonna go for the fun Kenyon Sadiq move. The Cowboys back on the clock. Adam, up to you.
Right, I think they.
I've left you
know that.
Mesidor.
Sorry,
I've left you Mesidor. There you go.
I was just getting there. All right, you've just spoiled it for everyone. You big gob. I tell you, I was gonna say edge rusher, Akeem Mestor. Obviously, not really replace Micah Parsons, have they? But they could also do with some depth in that area as well. So I think Messidor would be great for them. Really good edge rusher, best one on the board still. It's all about, you've already done corner, haven't you?
Yeah,
you take McCoy? Yeah. So yeah, Messidor I think makes a lot of sense for the Cowboys.
Even though the Andrew stat that he put out there.
Yeah, but Andrew doesn't know what he's talking about. We've worked that out for most of the time.
We'll put him there then. I'm happy to go for it. I think he goes in the first round. He
easily goes in the first round. Yeah, I just didn't have him as high. I think he dropped slightly because of it.
Fair enough.